Welcome back to the Raven's Writing Desk. So hi, I'm Lewis Cipher with Mark of the Raven. Tonight I'm going to take a swing at talking about what's really the hardest part of all of this. So join me as we sit back, we enjoy some nice Lithuanian Black Edition vodka, and talk about what I find to be the hardest part of this whole trip. So while I pour this shot, you may notice I'm trying several different things. I'm trying the other side of my office as a backdrop. I'd like to kind of change up the backdrop wherever possible, just to keep things a little fresh. I'm trying out a new microphone. This nifty little Neewer studio microphone that I got the whole thing with the boom and everything for like $20 on eBay. But that didn't stop me from putting a Rode mic on top of the camera just in case. So, let's try it all out. Cheers. I gotta tell you, that Lithuanian vodka, I got it on clearance for like $10 a fifth. That shit is solid. I'm digging it. I'm actually sad I bought up everything they had, like 4 or 5 bottles of it, and sadly it's the last of it. So, the hardest part for me, I think, is battling depression. Because, I am. And I have been for a while. I think I got postpartum depression when Clarissa was born. And it turned into just normal depression after that. And, my daughter's great, but damn. Trying to get everything going, trying to get the website and my own work, rebuilding the greenhouse, getting Dorothy's work going, all while battling depression for better or for worse. Take today, for example. The events of today are kind of what made me want to make this video. It's a Saturday. I work relatively hard at my day job. I'm the IT manager for a .com, so it's not hard work in the way that digging ditches is hard work. It's hard work in the way that engineering is hard work. So today is my first day off in, like 10 days, the first day that I'm not working from home. God, I took a day off last week because I had shit to do. I have all this stuff I wanted to do. I wanted to get out in the studio. I finally gotten the greenhouse back in order and back functional, and my plan was today to actually go do something with that. And I wanted to take the dog out running, and I wanted to take Mara out to work on learning to ride her bicycle. And I didn't accomplish any of those, not a single one. People think of depression and they think that you're sad. That's not a good assessment. It's really not. It's more along the lines of you don't see the point anymore. The point to the most basic things. I got home from this little drive I took earlier today, and it occurred to me that I had kind of just fucked off the whole day and hadn't accomplished any of the things I actually intended to accomplish. And that only made it worse. Depression isn't sadness. It's really not. I'm not sad. It robs your motivation. It robs your will. When I was younger, my big defense mechanism was the ability to soldier on under almost any conditions. I hitchhiked around this country with a backpack and a dog for like 6 years, and I faced some of the bleakest life situations in the world, and I could just keep swimming. Just keep walking. I kind of sabotaged myself because it got me locked into a life of continuing destination fallacies. Because my mindset that I set when I was hitchhiking was, I've been plodding along down this back road in Kentucky for 2 days, and in my head I'm like, as long as I can make it to that telephone pole, And then I just keep walking, and then I get close to the telephone pole, and I change the goal, and I say, okay, as long as I can make it to that bridge. And I get close to the bridge, and then I change the goal again, and I say, as long as I can make it to that intersection. And it worked. It got me across the country more times than I can count, all over Mexico and all over Canada. I've hitchhiked every mile of the Trans-Canada Highway doing that same thing. Made it as far south as Mexico City because I got focused on a destination and then kind of bait and switched myself when I got close to that destination. So that kind of left me a tad ill-prepared for the real world. You know, considering the life that I've lived. Anyway, no wonder I'm depressed, right? When I was a teenager, early 20s, I was partying with rock stars and traveling. So I guess sinking into a normal life is the hard part. Like working that 9 to 5 job is so fucking depressing. Oh my god. And the worst part is it's a great job. It really is. Well, it's not as great as it used to be, but it's still pretty damn good. I still get away with a lot of shit. And I mean, it's a cushy job and it pays well, so. But that's just not me, is it? That's it's not my style. I'm trying to get back to my style, which is working as an independent artist, but that's easier said than done, especially when you have 2 kids, bills to pay. God, I pay $250 a month just for our cell phones. Holy shit. So I self-medicate. Alcohol works well, up to a certain point. You know, they've made me scared of antidepressants. When I say they, I don't know, maybe it's pseudoscience, maybe it's actual science, maybe it's my blanket distrust of big pharma. I was told when I was young about Wellbutrin. People on Wellbutrin had trouble getting hard. I gotta tell you, you think I'm depressed now. At least I have the anchor of a great woman who will do damn near anything for me, bend over backwards for me. I only imagine where I would be if I didn't have that. You know, and at the end of the day, the kids are great, the dog's great, the place we live is great. Causes it to make even less sense that I'm depressed. Like, what the fuck are you depressed about? You have a great house, you have a great family, you have a decent job, you have a pretty good side hustle. What's to be depressed about, right? And yet here it is. I don't even know why I still vape this thing anymore. There's no nicotine in it. I stopped vaping nicotine after the surgery. You know, that's where the depression really started. It was when I got sick. When I had that bag attached to me. Never given serious credence to punching my own ticket before that. That was tough. On the bright side, it sort of puts everything else into perspective, doesn't it? Part of it stems from the fact that after the surgery, I haven't had enough time to heal. Today I realized I still have scabs. Like, they're not thick anymore, and they're not very big. They're just like little strips of weird skin or whatever, but I still have scabs. This surgery wasn't that long ago. I can't rest. I can't let myself rest. I don't even know how to let myself rest. I have shit to do. I mean, my website's not gonna launch itself, is it? My business isn't gonna maintain itself. My videos aren't gonna make themselves. It'd be pretty cool if they did, but I could only imagine there's gonna be 2 hours worth of editing for this 10 or 15 minute video. It's interesting being so insightful, though. Really thinking my way through all of this, because I hadn't really put it down in order like this before. But it is by far the hardest part. At least for me. You know? Making my art is easy, and when I say easy, I don't mean that it's, I don't mean that anyone can just sit down to the torch and do it, because that is far from the truth. Hell, I'm not that great at it, if you ask me. But I'm also probably my own biggest critic. Easy in the way that it was always easy to actually just do it. No, depression makes it all hard. It makes it hard to even do it. And I'm curious, how do you guys deal with it? Do any of you guys experience stuff like this? Do you battle depression? I hear stories that a lot of people are doing it these days. A lot of people have depression and are trying to get through. They're trying to make their own hustle. Cheers. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to my rant, my musings. Join me for the next episode of my podcast, which hopefully will be a little more cheerful than this. The hardest part is definitely battling depression while getting through all of this and trying my damnedest not to come off as some pathetic fucking sad boy in the process.